All right, sports fans, Joey Sutherland with you here. Apologize for the delay in getting actually some audio, but we had some issues where I'm also the tournament director, so it kind of put me in a bad situation here. 1-1 is our score. Long shot, nice save there by Golan. Possession will go back to Dexter. We're tied 1 apiece. If you're just joining us or you couldn't see from the video, it was Leo Veritek scoring the first goal for Dexter, and for Zeeland, it was Aiden Van Soest. Ordinary foul. There's already been a couple of kickouts on the Zeeland squad. I'll have to get those. I know one of them was on Gillespie. Possession, nice save there by Colin, Nathan Colin. Awesome. And thank you to Heidi Starr, who's watching us at home. I like to say, Heidi, that it was a mistake that we didn't have it, or offensive foul is called on Dexter back, or excuse me, on Zeeland. Back comes Dexter. Nice defense, though, to get back. It was unfortunately just my other job got in the way of the broadcast. So I do apologize for video without audio for a few minutes, but we should be good now for the remainder of this game. Thank you for joining us here on the MWPA YouTube network. Out to the top it comes, 10 on the shot clock. Good defense, leads to a turnover. And an offensive, or excuse me, a defensive foul there, ordinary. Back comes the Chiducks, and now we're gonna have an offensive foul. Possession goes back to Dexter. If they hurry, they got a couple guys open down low. Swings it over, left side flat, looking, wants to shoot. Late pressure comes, gets the shot very wide to the right of the goal. Possession goes back to Zeeland. 2:24 to go in the first quarter, tied at 1 apiece. Joey Sutherland with you here. Running the director right now is Zach Lucchese. Chase Joseph will be here later. Oh, what a play defensively there by 22, Otto Kruger. Kruger gets it, and just like that, they come back and shoots and scores. And it's 2-1 Dexter. Sterlitz gets the goal for the Dreadnaughts and makes it 2-1. Oh, what a nice counter opportunity there for Dexter as they recapture the lead with 2:04 to go in the first quarter. 2-1 is now our score. Back to live action here. Oh, what a steal and a counter opportunity. Should have been a kick out, no call. Now he's backstroking it, like it, fakes it, waits for some help, and now the defense is, ordinary foul is called, gives it back out. He was open, loses the handle, shoots it. Oh, it's off the crossbar, out of bounds, and possession will go to Zeeland. Oh, man, a great opportunity there for Dexter to make it the first 2-goal advantage, but he was just off the mark. 2-1 is our score. Another ordinary foul. Zeeland looking to tie it back up, tries to get it down to the hole, and we got a kick out. The first 6-on-5 coming up here for the Chiducks. Zeeland setting up right now. Let's see how they go with their 6-on-5. I'm not sure. I guess you'd call it the traditional 4-2. Looking, swings it back over. Good defense, pops it up, gets it wide open. Oh, one extra pass, back up to the right side flat, 10 on the shot clock. Swings it over, he wants to shoot it, finally does, and it's tipped out of bounds, not off the goalie. Possession will go to Dexter on top 2-1 with 1:05 to go. Counter opportunity, what a pass all by his lonesome. That's number 12, Sterlitz. Sterlitz looks for some help, he spins around, and there's the defense. Popped away, who's gonna get the loose ball? Out for it is Colin. There's a shot, it hits the top of the post. Are you kidding me? With a goalie completely out of the cage. What a break there for Zeeland. But Dexter gets it back wide open, just scores! Oh, baby, Leo Veritek puts the biscuit in the basket. Holy cow. 3-1 is the score. That was a crazy pace on that right there, and holy cow, I did not expect that one, but it's 3-1, Dexter on top. All right, back to live action here. Zeeland down by a pair, 3-1, late in the first quarter. There's an errant pass. It's going to be intercepted by Dexter. Got another opportunity to counter. 3-on-2 the other way. coming back late. Good defense, though, might lead to a turnover. No, he gets the pass off just in time. It's up to the point. Good pressure continues. Loose ball scramble for it, and it's going to end up to Zeeland. 18 on the game clock here. The shot clock should be turned off. That should have been a fresh, and I think now they got it. Yeah, there should be no shot clock. 6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 3-1 still. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Gets it off. Can he get the shot off? That would count, but it's easily corralled by Golan. At the end of the first quarter, it is Dexter on top, 3-1. We will be back in just a moment. Keep it here on the MWPA YouTube network. Joey Sutherland with you. And let me go to this. And just, I want to test all this out. He's coming late. I'm going to use Mitch here shortly. All right, where's my audio here? All right, sports fans, we are back getting ready for the second quarter. Who won the sprint? It was Dexter. So they're 2 for 2. And so, Mitch, let's talk a little bit about this. What do you think is the biggest difference in the game between the boys and the girls?
I think ultimately it comes down to the pace of play. The speed of the game right now at the high school guys level is just significantly faster. I think a lot of that comes down to just game experience. With losing that season too, the ability to kind of develop that speed of the game really hurts when you lose out on those games.
Lob shot goes over the net. Possession's going to go back to Zeeland. 3-1, Dexter on top very early here in the second quarter. A good game early on. I've been real impressed with the play defensively of Zeeland here, as there's a counter opportunity. And to be honest, this is a 1-4 seeds. Usually, traditionally in the MWPA, that doesn't bode well for the 4 seed. Shot scores quickly by number 7. That's a hat trick now for Leo Veritek.
You're absolutely right, and honestly what's kept Zeeland in this game is eliminating those opportunities on the counter there for Dexter. Unfortunately there they were not able to do so, but it's those effort plays. It's those 50-50 balls they were able to win there in that first quarter. Hopefully they can get back to doing some of that here in the second.
And that's a great point you brought up, those 50-50 balls, or we talk about it all season. We've talked about it, and it's the difference of, it's your Polo pedigree, for lack of a better term. What do we got here? Oh, a kick out. 6-on-5 opportunity here for Zeeland. A chance to pull back within 2 here.
Well, and these are those opportunities that Zeeland really needs to try to capitalize on.
Gets it down low. Late pressure coming. Swings it back up, swings it over, wants to shoot, looks, swings it, right side flat. Oh, easily intercepted, a poor pass, and that's just what you were talking about. You cannot make a bad pass in a state tournament.
Certainly.
You know, whether it's a wet pass or a dry pass, you got to find safe space for that pass.
Well, it's where all those little details come into play and they get magnified on a stage like this.
4-1 is our score, and that's going to be another kick out on Zeeland. That's actually going to be the second on Gillespie.
Yeah, so far the power play has been a little bit sloppy for both teams so far. A lot of balls on the water, a lot of time taken to actually get into the setup. Hopefully they can kind of clean some of this up a little bit more.
I'm surprised how many exclusions we've already had so far in this game. Swings it over, looking, long shot, blocked and corralled by Zeeland. And look at this counter opportunity, all by his lonesome, thank you very much. One on Zip, puts the biscuit in the basket, finds the back of the net, number 8, Bryce Ketchum, the senior captain, finds the back of the net, and it's a 2-goal game once again. Dexter up though 4-2, and they'll get the ball. And holy cow, that was some cherry picking that paid off.
It certainly was. Well, and talk about great patience there, not only on the defensive side in getting that stop, and actually that was the field block there, and then that great outlet pass up and good patience there on the shot before they ended up scoring there.
Indeed. So now we are back to live action and a score from over in Hudsonville. Early in the second quarter, it's 3-1 Hudsonville over Skyline, a little closer than I anticipated. And it leads to a steal by Zeeland. Kicks it back out to Colin. And now they'll take their time. Already 10 seconds off the shot clock, down to 20. Throws it up to mid-pool. Now they're setting up. Looking around, and Skyline just scores, so it's now 3-2 there. Holy cow.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's all about the games here at the state tournament. There's always something going on.
That wasn't tipped off by the goalie?
No, it looked like it went just off the edge of the crossbar there, so it'll be a Dexter ball here on the counter.
They come back up quickly, and we got another kick out. 6 on 5, and oh my goodness, all too easy. That is Sam Sterlitz, his second goal, and now it's going to be 5-2 Dexter, and boy, oh boy, this Dexter team is loaded to bear. They have, they're good at countering, but we talk about this often too. The mark to me of a good team is you always are good defensively, but it's your ability to either run a good counter or be able to run a half-court offense, and we've seen Dexter score both ways.
Absolutely. Well, and truthfully, it's their depth. I mean, they don't have a drop-off in any one of their 6 positions across the pool. And when you got 6 different shooters in the water, you can really give you a lot of creativity there on offense.
Scoreboard is not correct. It should be 5-2 in favor of Dexter. They haven't fixed that yet. I would imagine somebody's going to call that out soon.
Oh, I'm sure.
I am just stunned at just getting another update from Hudsonville. It is now 3-3 with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Certainly a surprising one there early.
Oh, what a nice move. Kicks it off, but throws it right in. Oh, he did such a great job turning his defender, and then he throws it away. And now it's a counter opportunity. There's going to be another kick out. And
that's kind of a tough one there. It was definitely a 50-50 ball, as we were talking about earlier, and that effort play, unfortunately, positionally, just a little bit too far on that side shoulder. So instead of maybe being a steal, it's an exclusion.
I think the official, I can't believe nobody has noticed that it should be 5-2, yeah. Hold on. Hey, Chris, go tell him it should be 5-2. All right, so first of all, really appreciate you stepping in here until Alec is able to get in and give us some comeback. Last week, I have to say, and I'm not saying it because I'm talking to you, what an impressive run by your girls last week to end up 3rd in the state.
It was certainly a lot of fun. I mean, those girls put in a lot of work, and for a really, really young team. I mean, I only had 2 seniors on the roster, so it's a big returning group next year. And for a lot of kids that never had a varsity experience before the year, the progress from game 1 to game 34 as we ended up playing was pretty impressive. So I'm very proud of that group.
What was how I mean almost every game, because you were a 4 seed going into it. You're always the underdog. Did that kind of help your team a little?
Yeah, I think it actually did. Just kind of having them buy in and understand that it's not really about playing the other team. It's how can we stop playing against ourselves in a sense. If we do what we need to do, a lot of that scoreboard-wise is going to take care of itself. And I think we really found out that was the case.
Well, congratulations to your girls on a great run, and even your lone loss of the tournament. Holy cow, was that a crazy game and a finish?
Certainly was. Certainly was.
Swings it over. Right side, looking on another 6-on-5 opportunity.
Passing is much crisper so far on this round for Dexter. A nice stop there, though, by the goalie.
Yeah, Colin I think he's playing amazing here, even though it's 5-2. If it's not for his play, it's at least 8.
You certainly would think so.
Counter opportunity here. I didn't expect this one coming in. Oh, he might have waited too long, and that's a tough call, because I get mad at people for automatically pulling up on a counter at 5 meters, but I think on that particular play he should have shot it at 5 meters.
Absolutely. I think you're probably right there. It was going to be a tough squeeze to get it into his center there, but unfortunately was not able to get that shot off.
Skip shot out of bounds. Possession goes back to Dexter. They're on top 5-2. 2.5 to go. What a stretch pass there by Golan on the money over to number 6, Lawrence. Now they swing it out to the left side flat. All the way over, setting up once again. Looking. What do we got here?
Looks like an ordinary foul. Dexter trying to utilize that spacing they did so well to create. Looks like the pass just went a little wide, though.
3 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hurry. Nice move. Lob shot, and it's in the back of the net. That is a holy cow.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You can kind of create something out of nothing.
Tristan Lawrence, and one thing he did there, Mitch, I'd like to hear your feedback on this one, is I hate when teams dump the ball when you're in shooting range. I'm not the biggest fan of the lob shot, or the skip shot for that matter, but in that particular play, it was better than a dump, and he got rewarded.
Absolutely. Well, as a right-handed player, when you're on the strong side there in the 2 spot, I mean, the biggest thing is if you can get the goalie and the defense to commit, your ability to take advantage of a good look there, which he was able to, is huge. Certainly if that was on the weak side, you might see that, dump to the corner, but definitely a good look there.
Ooh, ordinary foul called inside 5. Can't shoot it.
Well, there's that lob shot you were just talking about. Unfortunately, we were just saying, maybe from the weak side of the pool, that's a tougher look. And that one goes high and wide over the cage.
I missed Franz on that one. I thought he said it was inside 6.
It was certainly close.
If it was inside, he wouldn't have had the ability
Correct.
to shoot that.
Correct. And, another lob.
Another one, but he
lob
gets
happy.
They're going to say, Latham says is the ordinary foul on Zeeland, and now what do we got?
And it looks like there may have been 2 different calls made. So they're going to pull the ball out, have a little discussion here, or it could be a reset of the shot clock too.
That's what I thought. It was a fresh shot clock here.
I'm thinking you're probably right.
Oh no, they didn't give him a fresh shot
Well,
clock.
the shot was originally reset on that first lob attempt, and if they said that there was no change of possession afterwards, that would be why they're actually going to keep it down here at 23, now 19, as it keeps ticking down.
I like the fact that they didn't worry about it. They just stopped it, got the ball out, and took care of it. These are quality officials that are here right now.
Most certainly. Now it's a real good crew here.
And Latham, one of the few officials who, as the shot goes off the mark, one of the few officials who had an opportunity to officiate both the guys' state tournament last week, or the girls last weekend, and the guys this weekend.
Correct. Yeah, it certainly helps to be well versed in that ability there. I think seeing the different types of gameplay help really improve your versatility as an official. You get to see a lot more different styles of play.
Another ordinary foul, wants to shoot it. What a field block there.
Yeah, Dexter's almost baiting him into some of those outside 6 shots at the moment. It helps when you've got a strong goalie and good field blocking, as we just saw right there.
Another great stretch pass. Oh, and a 5-meter. This will be our first of the game. And
excellent job there, just establishing that inside position, controlling the ball, and really utilizing that patience, waiting for the defense to make that mistake, and obviously being rewarded there with the penalty.
Zach Gesh went not happy with the call there. He was giving Franz his opinion on what he saw.
I'm sure he's talking about how that second defender had started to come in, but I probably would have to agree with Franz there. The defense took away the advantage before the shot attempt was able to happen.
Sam Sterlitz with his third goal. That's now a hat trick. The second player on Dexter with a hat trick. And, boy, I mean, you can try to shut down Veritek, who's one of the best in the state. And tomorrow I would not be surprised if he's a first-team All-Stater. But Sterlitz is also pretty doggone good himself. So,
like we were just talking about earlier, I mean, the depth across all 6 positions, it's just pick your poison. You know, if you're going to be able to shut down 1 or 2, good luck shutting down the 3rd or 4th best option.
Oh, what a turn. And there's the kick out. Yep.
No, that's a great move there. Got the defender to commit too soon, too early with the hips down, was able to spin them like they were on spin cycle.
Setting up right now. This is a huge possession for Zeeland. With 10 seconds to go in the half, they have got to score here. And that pass, oh, you can see the frustration on the coach. Wants to shoot it, gets the shot off, and it's in! Oh, it went in just before.
Yep, it is going to count. That is a good goal. I'm sure that Dexter would like that one back. It looked like it was slightly deflected in the field there, and goal and the goalie had a real good opportunity at it, just happened to get a deflection off the post, and it caromed right in. At the half, it'll be Dexter 7, Zeeland 3.
7-3 at the half, and I was waiting to hear that was Van Dyken who does get officially credited with that goal. But our halftime score is 7-3. We'll step out real quickly. I want to get caught up on my stats. You know, it's the one curse, Mitch, again, being not just being able to bring the stream, which I love the fact, even though we're getting a little bit more attendance with some of the restrictions, we still have the mask rule, we still have all of this. There are plenty of seats available. There's still wristbands, though. Essentially, whether you want to go to Hudsonville and watch the games there, you want to come here to East Kentwood, you can still come and watch the game if you want it. There is some the ability to buy tickets at the door. Great water polo. I mean, honestly, if you look at the tournament throughout the week, our next game is going to be Grand Haven and Groves. And I think that one is going to be a bloodbath and so much fun.
Absolutely. I just think the back and forth, we've seen some of the results across the season and how those teams have played. You talk about 2 evenly matched squads that ultimately, you know, they're fighting for top 4. They still got that chance with a win to get into that championship game, and they really believe that either one of those 2 teams has a real good shot against the winner of this game.
All right, we're going to step out real quickly. We'll come back here in the second half in about 3 minutes. Keep it here on the MWPA YouTube network. right, sports fans, we are back. I'm Joey. My tag team partner is Mitch. Our director back in the house is the legendary Chase Joseph. He is back rocking the camera and running the directorial side for us here today. Thank you for joining us here on the first of two quarterfinal games. The winner of this game will play at 7 o'clock tonight for the semifinals for the state championship. The loser will play at 5 o'clock with still an opportunity to win a banner with the fifth place position. Banners go up to the top 5 teams, so they still have an opportunity for that one. Grand Haven and Bill Ham, he's here right now. They're in that next game, which is going to be Grand Haven and Groves. And as we were talking about just before the break, that one, I'm so excited about that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt I chose maybe to come to this pool today because of that game on the schedule. I know the other pool's got a big one with Rockford Pioneer, but boy, I'll take either of those two games and being a lot of fun to watch.
I agree. 3 for 3 for Dexter on the sprints here. To start the third quarter, they're on top by 4. What a quick play, pass, shoot, scores!
Yeah, what a great move there, right off the sprint. Got the defender too tangled up and was able to basically get right around inside water. Great pass from the weak side and a good finish there.
Yeah, Clayton Kennard with his first goal of the afternoon, and that makes it a 5-goal advantage for the Dreadnaughts, 8-3 over Zeeland. And you know, Zach Geschwint, he was telling his team, okay, hey, we might be a 4 seed, but we know we're better than this. If we want, we have to just eliminate any silly mistakes.
And that's exactly right. And biggest thing is they were going to have to do their best job to try to keep Dexter off the scoreboard as best as possible. Their offensive limitations so far have been because of how well Dexter's played defense, and I think it's going to be harder to get those goals up on the board. So they're really going to have to lock down defensively and then make the most of their opportunities here in their offensive half court.
And you notice more and more as this game goes on, offensive foul is called, possession goes back to Dexter. More and more you're starting to see the flat set out further outside. At one point they were at about 5 or 6 meters. Now they're at 7 or 8 meters, and that doesn't bode well. Lob shot over the net.
Yeah, it might be falling in love a little bit too much with that lob. I've seen, let's see, after that first one went in, maybe 3 in a row now they've been missed. Actually combined with both the teams.
And that's my thing. People get too excited with it and do it too much. And
I can remember from personal experience that being the same way.
Swings it over. Zeeland in need of some instant offense here. Trails by 5. 5:55 to go in the third quarter. 8-3 is our score.
Now that's been the biggest difference. I think Zeeland will be able to create more opportunities, but they've been burying their head a little bit too much when they're trying to make a move with the ball on the perimeter. And Dexter's done a really nice job showing hands, and as soon as that head pops up, they just flip the ball away.
And in fact, on most of the drives, we've seen too many of the Zeeland boys literally almost go to their back, and you're just never going to get rewarded when you're on your back.
Correct. Yep. All about body positioning, and if you can control your own body, you're going to get rewarded a lot.
Oh, an interception and a poor takeaway. Zeeland had gotten the ball, meant to drop it. It was intercepted.
That would be another one by Sterlitz, I believe.
It is. That's his 4th. But, boy, oh, boy, that is one I'm sure that Zach and Zeeland would – he's calling the timeout now because literally they gave that one. They had got total possession with no pressure. Sometimes you'll get pressure in the defensive end once you have clear possession. And really, Dexter wasn't doing it. There was just one guy still back who hadn't started swimming up the pool, and they went to kind of toss it back to Colin, the goalie, and Sterlitz was right there. He's like, oh, you're going to give it to me. I'll take it and put it in. Easy.
No doubt, and I'm sure they're talking about that right now in the huddle. I think the biggest thing right here, the message is probably going to be to just kind of slow down a little bit, use the ability to think fully. It seems like they're a little bit quick-triggered on every decision so far, and I think if they're able to slow down and bring some of that patience, as we were talking about earlier in the first half back, it'll reward them pretty well.
Indeed, and here we go. At halftime, it was 4-3 Hudsonville over Skyline, but in the first minute of the third quarter, Hudsonville scores a pair, and now with actually just 2 minutes to go in the third, it's 6-3 Hudsonville over Skyline. So I don't know. I'll tell you, and I've pulled no punches about this. I've been so impressed with the Hudsonville team, the boys team this year. I thought that their JV team was the second best team in the state, or at least their second line offense.
Which is an impressive thing to say about any team at any level, either guys or girls. That in general, the depth is just, it speaks to the type of program that they've got over there right now. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a lot of people that would believe that that team probably couldn't belong at this tournament in itself. So it seems like they certainly turned on the Jets a little bit there in the early third.
So give kudos, though, to Skyline. 1 versus 4, similar to this game right here. And, Hudsonville just scored again. Now it's 7-3. That's the nice thing of the MWPA this year. With Harrison at Hudsonville and myself here, we've always had all the games. So if you're a water polo fan, and we are certainly trying to increase our sport, it's just been wonderful. After the timeout, let's see how the Zeeland squad reacts. Ordinary foul called, 5:20 to go. Now he can pressure once again. And good pressure is coming from Sterlitz. And nice, it's going to lead to a counter, and he's gone. It's going to be him against Colin here, unless there's a kick out coming from behind. But actually, he turns it around, shoots, skip shot, hits the top post. Oh, that no love for Sterlitz there on that skip shot.
I was going to say, if he were to go back and do that over again, he might want to try to keep that inside position with the ability then to draw your kick out or your penalty. Nice. Much like we're seeing right here.
I was just going to say, Brinks with a nice turn, but now it's a loose ball, ball under. Nice defense there by Dexter. It goes back.
Excellent recognition of how to crash properly as a team there with Dexter kind of flooding towards the ball.
You know, I don't know how you teach on this one, Mitch, but one of the big things I always say when you're coming back, your first shot should always be cross cage unless the goalie is defending it, as that goes in.
I was going to say, there's a good example of that exact thing you were just talking about. The goalie's going to be locked in on you if you're on that side, so the best part is to move the goalie.
Yep. Yeah, and so congratulations on that one to Ben Duncan as he goes cross cage and finds the back of the net. And now it's 10-3, a very a comfortable lead right now for the Dexter squad.
Yeah, Dexter able to kind of put their foot on the gas a little bit here and really get into the type of game pace they like to be, which is quick up and down the pool with the counterattacks, and it all starts from their defensive side down here on this half.
You know, and I've always been a big fan of Brian Semple in the way he coaches. But one thing he does as good as almost anybody is he's aggressive without being dirty on that defense.
Absolutely. 100%.
10 seconds on the shot clock here. Tries to get it down low. They do.
Good
nice
move.
turn, but ordinary, not a kick out. Looks. He's got to pull it outside of 2, and not sure what happened there. Maybe they reset the shot clock and they shouldn't have.
Yep. Looks like there was an accidental reset, and we're back to 6 seconds on the shot clock. So Zeeland will have kind of one last ditch effort here.
Nice catch there by Franz, the official. And they throw it, but that's going to be a shot clock violation. Back to Dexter it comes.
Well, there's only one saving grace there. It allowed Zeeland to kind of get back in transition there to hopefully slow down that attack that we've seen a lot from Dexter here in this third period.
And it's really hard, even no matter nice save there once again by Colin. It's really hard when you start you're down now by 5, 6, 7 goals to reel your team in, and remember, you can't score 7 on 1. You just got to take it one possession at a time.
Exactly. Yep. And when you're able to string maybe 2 or 3 goals together, it all of a sudden starts to put the pressure on the team that shouldn't have been feeling it in the first place.
Good defense still by Dexter. It's going to lead to a turnover. Man,
there's another example. I think if Zeeland's able to keep their head above the water there, it might go from an ordinary foul to an exclusion because you're in a lot more better body control position.
Sterlitz is just rock solid on both ends right now. And then what a pass from Golan. Once again, shoot, hits the crossbar. Rebound goes right back to Zeeland, and it'll be their ball. They're just that one. I mean, first of all, Tony Golan has just a bazooka, a cannon at goalie, and he gets it up the pool so quick.
Well, and every single pass has been right on the money. I mean, you can put it right in a little basket, essentially, as far as where you want it.
Nice defense again by the Dexter squad. Leads to a turnover. Possession going back the other way. Down to 2:43 to go here in the third quarter. 10-3. Dexter on top, looking to make it to the semifinal game at 7 o'clock tonight here at East Kentwood. A game you will see exclusively on this MWPA network. Another! I mean, it's 10-3 Dexter right now, and they have hit the crossbar 6 times this quarter.
It definitely feels like it. That is certainly certainly going to be a conversation, I'm sure, at the quarter break, is making sure they get the ball on cage instead of around the cage.
Now, most of the time when I'm coaching, offensive foul is called there on Dexter.
Yeah,
Possession.
A little bit too much physicality there in trying to get position halfway down the pool.
It's being whistled back to 2 meters, as it should be. All right, now he pops it and kicks it out. Looks for some, tries to get it down. Ordinary foul. Wow, and now it's the, he should have shot it. He waited too long, loose ball, and it's going to be a turnover to Dexter.
That was an excellent defensive play there by Dexter, able to reach out and hit that arm in that shooting motion that you were just alluding to, not able to get that shot off.
10-3 still the score, down to under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter here. Passes up, but man, I tell you what, in a 7-goal game, 10-3 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter, I've really still been so impressed with both teams' defenses.
Most certainly. Well, and that one just a little bit too difficult of a pass to make, got to thread the needle, and it was going to be a blind reception there by his teammate. Nice reaction there by Zeeland, able to intercept it.
Turn around, looks, puts the head down again, and there you go. You've talked about it several times, Mitch.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, what happens when you put that head down, you're just not able to see the rest of the pool. The official takes away that advantage that you would be creating because you don't know where you're able to go at that point. The rule I always try to teach my kids is you have to show you have the offensive advantage. Correct.
You go on your back or you put your head underwater, unless you have ESP and you can show it.
And that would be an impressive thing to see. I would the next one I see will be the first one I see. Let's put it that way.
Head on a swivel. That's water polo.
That's right. Excellent defensive possession there for Zeeland, really stretching Dexter out wide.
Coming back with it, 30 seconds to go here in the third. Oh, what a turn, and there's the 5 meters called. That's going to be on 20.
Well, and there's a perfect example of seeing the difference as that turn and that quarter turn was made towards the cage. Head was above the water, ball was in full control with the hand on it the entire time. And as soon as the defender made the over-aggressive move from behind, immediately rewarded with the penalty.
Chance to make it a 6-goal game with 30 seconds to go in the third here. Here comes the shot.
And it looks like it went off that far crossbar.
Oh, that was Van Soest who took that shot.
It was a cannon of a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was in the back of the net and came out. It must have been the front.
I had to double check because I was at a weird angle there.
Me too. Oh, and a kick out, though, here on Zeeland. Dexter quickly hits the crossbar again on a 6-on-5, and it's going to be possession back to Zeeland. And now a 5 meters called. Whoa.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the wrong player went to the exclusion area. I'll have to double check this based on the number. I'm not sure who got excluded originally, but based on... And they're calling the penalty on 11. And he is in the exclusion area, so this will be interesting.
I'm not sure here.
Or was it 21?
Yeah, holy cow. I still am not 100% sure what happened, but you don't see Zach really going crazy. So he must have... Shooting it is going to be a Veritek.
It had to have been something coming in off of the... Because Zeeland was able to take possession of the ball on that missed shot from Dexter. My guess is that he maybe was not fully in the exclusion area when he tried to come back out and therefore was assessed an additional penalty. And it was on 21, not 11. I was mistaken.
Nope, I thought it was the same. So, yeah, there. as that goal is for Veritek. He's now got 4. Him and Sterlitz both with 4 goals apiece. An update back from Hudsonville, not over yet. 7-5, Hudsonville over Skyline late in the 4th.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than postseason drama, especially in a sport that's so fast-paced like water polo.
I guess you just got to play him out. As we talked about, lob shot is over the cage.
Yeah, looked like a little bit too early for that desperation heave, but I understand the want and desire to probably put one on cage there.
That'll count if it's good, but it's over the cage, and it's the end of the 3rd. And 4 more goals for Dexter. Zeeland was unable to score in the 3rd, and now it is 11-3. We're going to try to get caught up on what that play was and come back to you in about a couple minutes. Keep it here on the MWPA YouTube network. Right to the 4th quarter. We're about to go here. And so, Mitch, what did you find out?
Yeah, so after we kind of discussed with the officials, it was actually not an exclusion and penalty on number 21. It was an exclusion originally on number 16 of Zeeland, and did not realize, I don't believe anyway, that he was excluded. And because he did not swim to the exclusion area when the shot was blocked by the goalie of Zeeland and swam out, he had never made his way to the exclusion area, therefore it turns into a second exclusion, but in this case it's a penalty. So the penalty was assessed and the original exclusion was assessed on Zeeland number 16.
Okay, so we got it. That's the nice thing, too, of where we're positioned. We're able to chat with the officials.
No doubt about it.
And that certainly helps as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Now, it is still only an 8-goal game, so the only time we shorten the quarters, we never do running clock in tournaments, but we would cut the period down to 5 minutes if it was a 10-goal game.
Correct.
And it is now a clean sweep on the sprints for the game for Dexter. They were 4 for 4.
And it looks like they're trying to run the same play they ran at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, but they just missed him on the cut.
Down low it comes. Skip shot, nice save there. Colin.
I will say the score is not going to reflect how well he has played today. Just reading the ball and really attacking. Their counterattack has been really impressive to see.
I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like I give too much love to goalies all the time, but I thought the same thing. Swings it over. That's going to be intercepted, though. A poor pass. It's that safe water passing again. If it's, you can't put it in a position where it's 50-50 between your teammate and the defender, and that's going to happen more times than you care to see.
Yep, well, and the biggest thing, it doesn't matter who you're playing, but especially a team like Dexter that loves to get out in transition and speed up the pace of play, that's going to feed right into their system.
Saw that one coming, 5 meter there.
Yeah, he certainly got free admission to that merry-go-round ride right there.
And who's going back? Oh, now we got looks like it's going to be Clayton Kennard, who has 1 goal earlier. He'll be shooting the 5 meter. Skip shot blocked again.
My goodness, right on cue.
And that one right there, I would be yelling at him, that's your last 5 meter for the year.
Well, it was funny because as he came up, he almost telemarked, as we say, stared kind of right at the direction of where he wanted to shoot it, and then put the ball right off the water there, too.
The only saving grace for him is it was hit by the goalie, so it stays 2 meter possession for Dexter. And now they can take more time off the clock here. Minute 15 gone in the 4th quarter. And a little bit more separation now in the other game. It's now 10-5 Hudsonville over Skyline. Ordinary foul, has to pull it out to 2. Swings it over to the left side flat, over his head though. 8 on the shot clock. And throws it way over to the corner. I don't know if that was a pass or a dump. Either way, it was effective.
I'm guessing it was probably a dump there, but it very well could have been disguised as a pass, no doubt about it.
5:30 to go in regulation. 11-3, Dexter on top. Colin's pass up the pool for Zeeland. Tries to get it down to the hole set. One-on-one battle. Late pressure comes and finds the back of the net. Nifty play there by number 19, Nate Brinks. His first goal of the afternoon.
And that was really set up by an excellent entry pass there by Zeeland, and really gave the center so much time to make the move that they wanted to have. And a great finish, upper crossbar, kind of center cage, halo style.
And the one thing about it, that's one of the few times today you saw Zeeland with an opportunity to have a one-on-one at the hole set. Dexter's been dropping a player all game to make it a 2-on-1 at that hole.
Well, and to Dexter's credit, they've done a really nice job switching those defensive matchups on the movement. In that case, it was just a standard setup, and you know, credit to Zeeland there being able to take advantage of the opportunity.
Another save there by Colin, and back they come again, and another counter opportunity. A perfectly placed pass. Looking, shoots. What a save there by Golan. But the rebound comes and scores. Oh, talk about being at the right place at the right time. Nate Van Dyken gets the rebound. It was a cherry on top of the sundae. He puts the biscuit in the basket. You feel bad for Tony Golan because he made a huge save on the first shot.
He really did. You almost can give 2 different assists out there on the original shot and then also off the save.
Indeed. So 11-5 is our score. 4:46 to go. And no quit, and I would have known that. Zach Geschwind always coaches his team to play till the last second.
No, but here's kind of the game we were talking about in the 3rd quarter. All of a sudden you string 1 or 2, maybe 3 goals together. It puts the pressure back on Dexter to have to close out the game. They cannot get sloppy and allow that team that really didn't have as much momentum to get that back.
Really interesting here right now as Dexter tries to get the shot off here before the shot clock violation, but it's intercepted in a counter opportunity. Let's see how this develops here before I finish that thought. And now it's going to be a more traditional half-court offense here. 20 on the shot clock, still no foul. There's the ordinary. Defends back now, is able to kick it out.
Yeah, Zeeland a little bit stagnant right now. After that original counterattack kind of didn't develop, here's the movement that you were hoping to see probably a little bit earlier.
And an offensive foul. Possession goes to Dexter. Our score here is 11-5. Going over to Hudsonville, the score there, 11-5. Both games with about 3:50 to go in regulation. Crazy.
Absolutely. Well, and different routes of getting to that score, too.
For sure. Over a little bit. Nice job keeping it alive, but good defensive closure. It's going to lead to a turnover. Back it comes to Zeeland. Throws it over to Colin in the goal. Now he fires it up the pool. They're at about mid-pool now with 3:30 to go in regulation. 25 on the shot clock. Swings it down low. Gets it over to Brinks. Brinks being guarded tightly by Sterlitz. Gets the ordinary, tries to pass it, but holy cow. If you don't know that it's 7 foot deep there, you would have thought on that play that Sterlitz jumped off the bottom, but he didn't.
That was excellent elevation, and just reading that, the eyes of whoever was making that pass, just picking it right off in the middle of the air there.
Back now comes the Chiducks, but the pass, a poor pass, intercepted, and Dexter has it back, and they get it now to Golan. Golan with a long stretch pass on the money. He finds teammate Veritek. Veritek, though, is corralled quickly, and it's intercepted back to Zeeland.
Yeah, it looked like Veritek was unable to kind of locate that ball, and a great defensive play there by Zeeland, able to take advantage of that mispositioning and receive that ball.
2:51 to go in regulation. Zeeland calls their second full timeout. They will have a full and a short remaining. For Dexter, they have 2 fulls and a short remaining. We're going to keep it right here as we get set. Now remember, this game is probably going to be over in the next 5 minutes or so. We're going to go off the air temporarily. Unlike last week, if you watched us last week, we kept the whole session on. We never cut the stream off. Today we are actually going to stop the stream after each game to make it easier when people want to watch the game in the archive version. So we'll end the game at the conclusion of this, and we'll start a new one. The game is scheduled to start at 2:30. It is definitely, I can tell as the host, the tournament director, we will start the next game on time. So we'll go back on the air at 2:25, and Mitch has graciously agreed to continue to stay with me until my regular tag team partner Alec gets here, and you know, it's that doggone work. You know, your real job gets in the way.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we all hate that day job sometimes, no doubt about it. Certainly better over here, whether it's a hot and sweaty pool deck or not. It's always a pool deck better than work.
I could not agree with you more. So we're down to 2:51 to go, and in our next game, let's set the stage on that next game. We've got Grand Haven and Groves, and the one thing that's been missing this year because of COVID, a lot of true East Side teams couldn't play West Side teams, and West Side play East Side teams. So this is quite probably the first time these two teams have even seen each other this year, other than 11-5. Yeah, it's the first time they've seen each other. But the interesting part about this is these are both good teams we have coming up, and I wouldn't want to throw a dart at a dartboard and figure out who's going to win this next
Certainly.
game.
I think the biggest thing, and you just kind of alluded to it, was not seeing as much of the East-West crossover on the guys' side. With it being a little bit shortened due to the swim season going a week longer this year. And then, again, like you were saying, the COVID restrictions and limiting the number of teams. I will say the one thing that Groves was able to do was come west for one tournament, and even though they took a couple games on the chin, they got some pretty valuable experience out of playing some of those tougher teams from the West, and it helped grow their game early on in the year.
Ordinary foul called, still gets it down low. Another ordinary, he's going to have to pass this one away. Back out to the right side flat, looks to try to proceed in. Good defense though by Dexter. 10 on the shot clock. Nobody is open, just great one-on-one defense right now for them. Gets it to the whole set. There's a one-on-one, and a mistake, and it's going to be a goal. And I'm going to tell you what, that was a major mistake by the whoever was running the shot clock. That should have been a shot clock violation.
I believe that was caught, and we may see that goal come off the board or not go up in the first place. There's probably going to be a little bit of a powwow here between the officials to see.
And that's what Latham's going over there to talk right now to Hannah.
I'll say I did see the shot clock reset, but it looked like they were able to undo that reset action, which should take the original shot clock back into effect, which in theory would allow that goal to count.
Oh, wait, no goal. Nope, they are waving it off.
Okay.
It was a shot clock violation. They just and you know what? I'm going to give both Latham and Franz great credit on that one. That is tough to call. I think they got it right.
I agree with them. Yep.
But it's a tough one to take off.
Certainly.
2:20 to go now in regulation. And back to live action. 11-5. Dexter with the lead. Good defense continues, but somehow, late kick out is going to be called on Zeeland. So a 6-on-5 here for Dexter. Takes a shot, cross cage, misses it, and it hit a post again. Unofficially, I have 313 posts for Dexter in
It
this
certainly
game.
seems like there might be a magnet. There's no doubt. Although, truthfully, I wouldn't really want to be shooting it at the cage either because Zeeland's goalie playing out of his mind as well.
Yeah, Nathan Colon, to his credit, has played spectacular.
A little bit of a late setup here for Zeeland, but sometimes that actually can throw a defensive team off. Credit there to Dexter, though, for seemingly holding it together.
It was 5-on-6 for a minute. Now takes the shot, nicely corralled by Golan. It's a final now, by the way. Hudsonville defeated Skyline 11-5. So they will advance to the 7 o'clock game at Hudsonville to play the winner of Rockford
Pioneer.
Offensive foul called on Dexter. Down to 1:24 to go in regulation.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of lack of body control there. Just got a little out of control, and unfortunately, you can't be throwing body parts around, especially when they come in contact with the defense.
Headbutts are almost always going to be called an offensive foul.
No doubt.
There's another unsafe pass into, well, a pass into unsafe water. And interesting, timeout is called by Dexter. They must be bringing in some guys to get some minutes in, because this game is over with 1:05 to go.
Certainly looks like it, though. I will say it's always a lot better to work live action late game scenarios into play when you have the opportunity to, and it's certainly in a game where you're up 6 with a minute to go, you have that ability because you can only simulate so much in practices. I know I certainly took advantage of last minute or last possession opportunities last weekend when we had the ability to.
All right, and it looks like Semple is actually going to replace all 7 players. Even the goalie is going to be substituted. It looks like Griffin Patel is going to get in the game and get a few minutes in. Let's go into that. Let's put our head back onto last week. I give you and your girls a lot of credit taking that 3rd place out of a 4 slot coming into it. Were you a little surprised that Hudsonville was able to defeat East Grand Rapids in the championship?
You know, it's funny. Ian and I had been talking a lot over the course of the season, and I had the pleasure of playing both the Hudsonville and East Grand Rapids at least twice, if not 3 times, throughout the course of the year. And I could see Hudsonville starting to gel more and more as the postseason was coming on. Their biggest issue was between COVID and a couple injuries, they'd never been full strength, and they finally got as close to it as they could at that state tournament. You could just see the camaraderie really take hold. When they played us in the second half of our semifinal game, I walked out of that pool going, if they can play like they just did right there, they certainly can challenge East Grand Rapids, and to their credit, they did.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the East Grand Rapids-Hudsonville game, where Hudsonville won the championship, East Grand Rapids in the last 8 seconds had 3 shots.
They did.
2 that hit the crossbar.
Yes, it was. When you talk about what you want out of a final, that is exactly what it is. You want, some pretty high-stakes entertainment and really a great game overall, and that's exactly what we got. And we've been pretty lucky over the last several years with some really good finishes in our title games on both the guys and girls sides.
Yeah, for me, my greatest call in my sports career, water polo or any other sport, was the Okemos-Hudsonville game of 18. Hits the crossbar, gets the rebound, puts it, it's not in. Oh my goodness. It was like a force field was up on the net there, and Dexter finally gets the ball. And they swing it over, and now they can hold on to it and finish this one out. Still continuing to pressure, though. Almost a steal. It is, what do we got? A 6-on-5. It's a kick out. So they get it. Can he get it back to him? 4 seconds. 3. 1 on Zip. Takes the shot, finds the back of the net. Number 15. That is going to be Aiden Van Soest, his 2nd goal of the game, and that's going to probably lead to our final. It's now 11-6 with 2 seconds remaining. He still has to go all the way.
Yeah. So he went underneath the lane line, but as people can probably see pretty well on the video feed, the stretch where you see the red lane line is the actual exclusion box, and if you don't actually get your head all the way to that area, it does not count as going to the exclusion area. So it looked like he just needed to get a little bit further and was able to do so. Our
final score is 11-6. Dexter with an impressive win over Zeeland. Zeeland fought all the way to the bitter end. Last question for this game before we wrap up here, Mitch, is how far can Dexter go in this tournament?
Oh, I mean, when you talk about their depth, as we have a couple of times already this game, if they can play the defense that they just played, and really, really good communication in the switching, and plus the press, they get out on the counterattack, they're going to be able to challenge pretty much anybody on or in this state as they move forward into the semifinal game against the winner of either Grand Haven or Groves, and certainly anybody after that.
All right, well, that's going to just about do it here. Congratulations to the Dreadnaughts, thanks to 4 goals from Leo Veritek, 4 goals from Sam Sterlitz, and some great goaltending, including some stretch passing from Tony Golan, as it is Dexter over Zeeland, who had a pair of goals from Nate Van Dyken and from Aiden Van Soest, but they are defeated. Our final score, 11-6. We'll be back for the next game at approximately 2:25. We'll go on the air next, as it will be Groves in Grand Haven. For Mitch, I'm Joey. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.